Hello and welcome. In today's video, we're gonna continue working on one of my most controversial videos ever. Apparently, I invented the P90 sized humbucker, which I made for this guitar, and a lot of people got mad at me for it. But I didn't make a cover for it, and I was gonna make a cover for it later, but I just pushed it aside and didn't continue on it, mostly because it wasn't very funny when all I got was a bunch of hate for, trying to share what you could do with a pickup that broke. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I took a bad humbucker that was broken, I turned it into a humbucker sized P90 or whatever it's called, which is not something that I came up with. It's just everybody was talking like I was crazy or something for thinking that this was a P90. But I was just trying to make a video for you guys. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I have an extra cover here, and I'm gonna just see what happens if I cut out and make a cool design on this and put it on. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. We're just making a cool cover that hopefully at least one or two of you guys like. And if you want to argue with me about whether or not this single coil with two magnets is a true P90 pickup or not, at this point I don't care, honestly. I'm not the one who invented the name. I wouldn't call this a P90 if I were the one to decide what to call this sort of pickup, but that's what it's called. It's not my fault. I didn't invent it. I didn't come up with it. I don't know why people act like I did, but I didn't. And I'm not really interested in, whatever, It's a really cool pickup. It sounds really nice. I really like it. It has the fatness and fullness of a humbucker, but it's not as fat, and it has the EQ settings sort of a single coil, so it's sort of in between, which I don't know if a P90 is supposed to be an in between, but it is cool anyway. So even if you want to argue semantics or whatever, at least know that humbucker sized P90 pickups or whatever they're called are cool pickups. You can find some really nice ones. My guitar Mikey has P90 humbuckers in them, and no one seemed to care back then. I've opened them up. They look exactly like this. There's no difference. It's just a single coil with two magnets. And I think it sounds amazing, actually. I mean, it's some of the pickups that I enjoy the most at the moment, actually. And those pickups cost me like $13 or something from Amazon. So it's kind of crazy. And I have nice pickups in my other guitars. It's not like all my guitars are just weird Amazon pickups or anything like that. I know what quality pickups are. Anyway, that's my 3 minutes rant. So for the ones of you who managed to get through that and are still here, let's jump into reshaping this cover and looking at some materials and trying to figure out what to put inside, because we need to put something inside as well. So yeah, let's do that. Meow. Alright, so the first thing we have to do is we have to cover this pickup in a little bit of masking tape. You don't have to go overboard and put it on the sides and things like that. We're not gonna fiddle around with the sides or anything. We're just gonna do a little bit of a reshaping of the front. You'll see once we get there. One of the things that I think that someone didn't enjoy was the fact that I didn't make the cover. The thumbnail has one picture, and it's not super related to the front. But you have to understand, I had to come up with a thumbnail. It's not that easy all the time to come up with some cool picture for the thumbnail. Then we take a pen and let's see what we want. We want something like that, maybe. Just score. If you hold the pen and you pinch with your finger, you can use your finger as a stop. Like so. The middle should be there, I think, yeah. So let's come up with something cool. We can take something in use, maybe. What if we draw another line here? Something like that. And then we do maybe a little, some sort of round over, I think. Maybe, I'm gonna use something to make that round over. Just dividing everything. If I can see, can I make a round over from there to there? one of these little knobs, and I put it up here and align these two lines here, and I draw a line out from there to there. Something like that maybe. And then maybe can. I'm just trying to come up with a design here, something that looks cool. I'll be right back once I've done that, because I don't think you need to see me sit here and draw for hours. Alright, so here we have the pickup cover now. This is my design. These parts here I'm gonna cut out, not only in the tape, but also in the actual metal underneath. And first we're gonna take a little knife or something. You can take a razor blade, and we're gonna score around so we can lift this piece of the tape up. And the reason why we do it like this is because we want the tape to be left on this cover until we're done, because this is a new cover, it doesn't have any scratches on it, and we want to make sure we keep it that way for now. And so we're going to use the tape to try and protect this as much as we can, for as long as we can. I'm just going to go around and score it, be extra careful not to accidentally slip and scratch this up. So I'm going to go around and just lift it up. You can see there's the cover underneath. And it's also good to score it, because if we touch the tape a little bit or something and we haven't scored it, then we might lift up the entire tape instead of just where we've scored it. So yeah, also we might as well remove this part. And there we have it. Let's continue. Alright, now we just need to reshape these with a file. It's going to be a little bit clunky in the beginning. Actually, maybe I'll pre-drill, just to make it a little bit easier for myself. Let's try these out. My new step bits that I got just a couple of days ago. Holy crap, that went a little bit faster. I'm not used to them being this new and sharp. Something like that. It doesn't have to be perfect, which, I mean, you can probably tell it obviously isn't. Now, you can come in with a file and work and try to make this perfect. Alright, so I've cut out the holes. I'm not 100% sure that I'm happy with these, because they look a little bit more organic than maybe I would want them to. But I'm gonna go with this anyway and just, you know, go with my first design. And, you know, I'll come back to this and redo it at some point if I'm unhappy. But for now, this is what we're going with. I'm just cleaning up and scraping the sides. I'm taking a knife and I'm just scraping it and getting the burr off, but also getting rid of some of the more noticeable marks from the file. On the back, or on the inside, I'll give it a once over that is pretty quick and dirty, because I don't want to spend too much time in there anyway, just to make sure nothing is sharp. I'll feel it with my fingers, and then I'll go back to the front again and keep working at it. And then I'll smooth everything out with a little bit of 1000 grit sandpaper. I think I can go directly to 1000 because it's just a little bit of cleanup. I got most of done when I scraped it and sort of cleaned it, you could almost say. Alright, so here we have it now, and let's remove the tape and just see what it looks like without the tape. We shouldn't need to do any more work on it. This tape doesn't want to... It's being annoying. I have a little bit of tape residue. Let's see if we can get rid of this last piece. Yeah, this is a required taste. I should have come up with a better design that looked not so wonky, I think. I don't know. Yeah, that's bad. Holy crap. I don't know. Alright, so here I have some mesh. And I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna take this piece of foil that has a little bit of gold paint on it, and I'm gonna line it here in the cross section of all these, and I'm gonna put it on this foam and just see if maybe I can rub in this mesh into it to make it look, see if I can get that mesh texture into it. which I could enter really. Let's give it another go. It's not really working. Maybe I'll just cut out the mesh then and give myself a texture in between the two. I'll try to cut this in the cross sections. So, and then up on one side as well. Let's see, can I figure out where? That as well. Let's see, was that good enough? Might cut one more cross section. Okay, let's see. Can I put this mesh in here and this on top? That looks alright. We'll see. I'll fetch the guitar. I'll take a look. Okay, so here we have the guitar, and I'm gonna see if I have the foil and everything in there. So I'm gonna see, can I, without having to like, I'm probably gonna need to detune the guitar a little bit, but that's okay. I know how to tune a guitar, so I can fix that. That's a joke. Can I get this? Can I just get this under here? Because it would be nice if I didn't have to, you know. Yeah. There we go. Now, obviously, if I want to, I can solder the enclosure to the pickup, but I feel like it looks kind of cool, actually. You know, the design is a little weird, maybe. I'll zoom out a little bit so you see more of the guitar. I think that looks kind of cool. So maybe I'll solder this to the back. It's super easy. You just take the back plate and the cover and you just solder them together. But I might want to just see if I can find something else to use as the foil. But it looks kind of cool. I'll keep it like this and see what happens in the future. And maybe one or two of you have some suggestion for what I can put there. But there it is. I think it looks a little cool. A little vintage padass to this relict guitar. If you haven't seen it before, it's a LTD. It's a really nice guitar. Oh, it's so on tune. I wonder why. Anyway, yeah, if you have any suggestions for what I can put in there, talk to me in the comments below. Until next time, don't forget to stay awesome and cool and go and eat some pudding.